Hello guys, today let me solve one more problem on the frame. Okay, so the diagram is here. See, this is a bent frame on which two point loads are acting. The height of the column AB, it is about 8 meters, on which we have a lateral load, a concentrated load of magnitude 5 kilonewton, which is acting at a distance of 3 meter from point A and 5 meter from point B. And on span BC, we have a 4 kilonewton concentrated load, which is acting at a distance which is acting at a distance of 2 meter from point B and also 2 meter from point C. So this frame we need to analyze using the slope deflection method, and we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. So if you observe one thing here, the I value for member AB it is I, whereas for member BC it is 2I. That parameter we need to consider into the calculations. So what we need to do here is we need to impose the slope deflection method to calculate the bending moment and shear force values. Using those values, we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, so let me start with the steps. As usual, our steps will remain same, that is the first step it will remains same as estimating the fixed end moments. So we have to work out the fixed end moments for both the members AB and member BC. See here, for calculating fixed end moments, what we need to do, we need to assume the both ends of the members as fixed. So let us say this is member AB, where I have assumed both ends are fixed, on which we have a concentrated load 5 kilonewton. So because of this load, the fixed end moment developed at end A, they will be something like this. So MF AB, it will be anti-clockwise in the direction, and MF BC, it will be clockwise in the nature. So we need to work out this MF AB and MF BA. So we know the formula to work out these things. So MF AB equals to, we know it is minus W AB square by EL square. So here W is 5 kilonewton. So minus of 5 into A value is 3 meter. A is 3 into the B value is 5 meter. So it is 5 square divided by L. Total L is 8 square, which yields to minus 5.86 kilonewton meter. Right. So this is the fixed end moment at end A. Similarly, work out the fixed end moment at B, that is MFBA is equals to, it is plus WA square B by L square. So it is plus W is 5 into A is 3, so it is 3 square into B is 5 divided by 8 square, which yields to plus 3.52 kilonewton meter. So these are the fixed end moments for the member AB. Now similarly, we have to work out the fixed end moments for the member BC. So let us say the member BC, which carries a concentrated load of 4 kilonewton at a distance 2 meter from B and 2 meter from C, right. So here what I am doing, I am assuming both the ends as fixed. So because of this situation, we need to work out the fixed end moments, that is MF BC and MF CB. So as the load is acting exactly at the center, we know the formula to calculate the fixed end moment at B, that is MF BC is equals to, it is minus WL by 8. So it is minus W is 4 kilonewton, span is also 4 divided by 8, which yields to minus 2 kilonewton meter. And MFCB, it is plus WL by 8, which yields to plus 2. So it is plus 4 into 4 divided by 8. So we'll get plus 2 kilonewton meter as the fixed end moment for the member BC, right. So these are the fixed end moment. So this completes the step number 1. Now after calculating the fixed end moments, the next step what we need to do is we need to write the slope deflection equations to calculate the end moments. So end moments are these, okay. So let us say this is MAB, end moment at A, this is end moment at B, that is MBA, this is MBC, and this is MCB. To calculate these end moments, we need to write the slope deflection equation. So here we are imposing the slope deflection equations, okay. See, so step number 2, slope deflection equations, right. So now let me start writing slope deflection for the end moment MAB. To calculate the end moment MAB, so the slope deflection equation will be MFAB plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. So this is the slope deflection equation at A. Now I have to substitute the values. So MFAB is minus 5.86 plus 2 E, here I value is I, so let us keep as it is. L is 8 into theta A value. Due to the fixed end condition, the theta A value is 0 plus theta B as it is, minus there is no sinking of the support, so delta will also becomes 0. So if I solve this, I will get MAB as minus 5.86 plus 0.25 EI theta B. So let us call this as equation number 1, right. So this is the slope deflection equation to calculate the end moment at A, that is MAB. Now similarly we have to write the one more slope deflection equation to calculate end moment at B, that is MBA. So MBA is equals to, it is MFBA plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A minus 3 delta by L. So this is the slope deflection equation at B. So now here the value of MFBA is plus 3.52 kilonewton plus 2 EI, I value is I, so L is 8 into 2 theta B, theta A value becomes 0 as it is fixed, and the delta value is also 0. So we will come out with an equation MBA is equals to 3.52 plus 0.5 EI theta B. So let us call this as equation number 2. Now we have to write two more equations for the span BC. That is MBC is equals to it is MFBC plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. So, this is the slope deflection equation for the end B, that is for MBC. Now, the value of MBC is minus 2 plus 2E, here I value is 2I divided by L is 4 into 2 theta B plus theta C minus delta value is 0. So, it will becomes 0. From this we will yield to an equation, that is MBC is equals to minus 2 plus 2 EI theta B plus EI theta C. So, let us call this as equation number 3. Now, similarly, let me write one more equation, MCB is equals to MFCB plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. So, here the MFCB value is plus 2. So, it is 2 plus 2E, I value is 2I divided by L is 4 into 2 theta C plus theta B minus 0. So, we will have an equation MCB is equals to, it is 2 plus EI theta B plus EI theta C. Let us call this as equation number 4. So, these are the slope deflection equations. So, as there are only 2 members, we will have only 4 slope deflection equations. So, if I observe the 4 equations, in all the 4 equations I can find EI theta B and EI theta C as the unknown variables. So, we need to determine these EI theta B and EI theta C. What are these EI theta B and EI theta C? They are nothing but the rotations of the joint B and joint C. We need to determine how much is the rotation values, rotation of the members at joint B and at joint C. To determine these two values, what we need to do here is we need to impose the equilibrium conditions at joint B as well as at joint C. Okay. So, that we will do as step number 3. Step 3, equilibrium equations. Okay. So, as I said earlier also, we need to write the equilibrium conditions. So, from joint C, that is at a joint B, let me write an equilibrium condition, that is algebraic sum of moments at joint B must be equals to 0. That is, if you add all the moments at joint B, then the total sum should be 0. So, if I see the joint B, at joint B there are 2 members and we have 2 moments, one is MBA and another one is MBC. If I take the sum of these 2 moments, the total sum should be 0. That is MBA plus MBC, this sum should be 0. So, now what is the value of MBA and what is the value of MBC? So, we will get the value of MBA from equation number 2 and we will get the value of MBC from equation number 3. So, let me write those. MBA is equals to, that is 3.52 plus 0.5 EI theta B, 0.5 EI theta B. So, this is the value of MBA plus the value of MBC. It is minus 2 plus 2 EI theta B plus EI theta C. EI theta C. So, this sum should be equals to 0. Now, if you observe this, we have two terms of EI theta B and one term of EI theta C. So, let us add them. If I add these two, 2 plus 0.5, it will be 2.5 EI theta B plus EI theta C, which yields to a value of minus 1.52. Minus 1.52. So, let us call this as equation number 5. So, we have plus 3.52 minus 2, it will becomes plus 1.52. If I take it on the other side, it will becomes minus 1.52. So, this is an equilibrium, joint equilibrium condition at B, which has two variables, that is theta B and theta C. Now, I have to write one more equilibrium condition at joint C, that is at joint C, algebraic sum of moments at joint C must be equals to 0. Now, if you observe the joint C, at joint C we have only one member, that is MCB. So, if I take the sum of moments here, that is this itself has to equals to 0, that is MCB should be equals to 0. The value of MCB we will get from equation number 4, that is 2 plus EI theta B plus 2 EI theta C equals to 0. If I rewrite this, that is EI theta B plus 2 EI theta C equals to minus 2. So, let me call this as equation number 6. So, now you can observe here we have two equations, that is 2.5 EI theta B plus EI theta C equals to minus 1.52, and equation number 6, that is EI theta B plus 2 EI theta C equals to minus 2. In both the equations we have EI theta B and EI theta C as the common unknowns, so which we can get by solving them simultaneously. So, if I solving equation 5 and 6, we get the value of EI theta B as minus 0.354 radians, and we will get the value of EI theta C as minus 0.823 radians. So, these are the values of EI theta B and EI theta C, right. So, using these values we need to work out the final end moments, that is we need to calculate how much is the end moment at A, that is MAB, MBA, MBC and MCB. So, that we can do from equation number from slope deflection equations. So, let me say step number 4, final end moments. Okay. So, in this step what we need to do is we need to use the slope deflection equations which we have written in the step number 2. So, in all those equations we need to substitute the values of EI theta B and EI theta C respectively, then work out the end moments. See, for example, if I want to calculate how much is the moment at A, that is MAB, then I will use the equation number 1, that is MAB is equals to, it is minus 5.86 plus 0.25 EI theta B. So, here what I will do, I will substitute the value of EI theta B. So it is minus 5.86 plus 0.25 into the value of EI theta B is, it is minus 0.354. So which gives me an value of MAB as minus 5.94 kilonewton meter. So this is the final end moment. So in the similar way, if I substitute the value of EI theta B and EI theta C respectively in equation number 2, 3 and 4, I will get the value of MBA, MBC and MCB. So MBC is, MBA is minus 3.34 kilonewton meter and MBC, anti-clockwise, so this is plus MBC. So MBC is minus 3.34 kilonewton meter and lastly the MCB, it will be 0. If you calculate exactly, you will get the 0 or very very close to the 0 value. So these are the end moments. So what we need to do here is we need to represent these end moments into the loading diagram. See for example, so the value of MAB is minus 5.94, minus indicates it is an anti-clockwise moment. So let me write that. MAB, it is minus, so I have represented minus as anti-clockwise moment. So I will just show the magnitude, that is 5.94 kilonewton meter. Whereas the value of MBA, it is 3.34. 3.34 we got it as positive value. Positive means it is clockwise in the direction. So it is 3.34 kilonewton meter. Now the MBC is minus 3.34, minus indicates it is an anti-clockwise moment, so which is as we have written. So it is 3.34 kilonewton meter, whereas MCB is equals to 0, right. So this is how we need to represent these bending moment values into the main diagram so that we can use them for the further calculations. So now we got the end moments. So using these end moments, we need to calculate the maximum bending moments under the loads, and also we need to work out the shear force values, that is we need to calculate the support reactions of the different spans. So that is step number 5. Step 5, support reactions and bending moment values, right. So what I will do, I will consider each span separately. So let me draw the free body diagram of the span AB. This is point A, let us say this is point B. So on this member we have a load of 5 kilonewtons, which is at a distance of 3 meter from A and 5 meter from B. So because of this loading, let me assume the directions of the support reactions as something like this, that is RAB and this as RBC. So apart from this, we have two end moments. So let me write them. So let us say this is MAB, which is anti-clockwise. So 5.94 kilonewton meter, and this is a clockwise 3.34 kilonewton meter. So now because of this, we need to write how is the variation of the shear force and the bending moment values we need to work out. So let me calculate the support reactions first, so that they will be helpful in drawing the shear force diagram. To calculate RAB and RBA, I need to impose the moment condition. So either I need to impose moment condition at A or at B, so we will get the values. So here let me impose the moment condition at A and equating it to 0. If I impose this moment condition at A, then these forces, this 5 kilonewton force, it creates a clockwise moment about A, whereas this reacting component creates an anti-clockwise moment about A. So this is 5 into its perpendicular distance is 3 minus RBA into perpendicular distance is 8. Then we have one anti-clockwise moment, that is minus 5.94. Then we have one clockwise moment, that is 3.34. So this equals to 0. So from here we will get the value of RBA, that is the reacting component, sorry, this is BA. So we get the value of RBA. RBA will get as 1.67 kilonewton. So it is a positive value. So the assumed direction for the RBA is correct. Right. Next, sorry, it is 1.57. Okay. So the next thing is we need to determine the value of RBA. So the RAB. So RAB will get, if I impose the another equilibrium condition, that is summation of horizontal forces must be equals to 0. So here you can see RAB and RBA, they are acting towards the negative x-axis, and this force is acting towards the positive x-axis. So it is 5 minus RAB minus RBA is equals to 0, or else if you rewrite it, it is RAB plus RBA is equals to 5. So if I substitute the value of RBA here in this equation, so I will get the value of RAB. I will get the value of RAB as 3.43 kilonewtons. So this value is also positive value. It means the assumed direction for RAB is correct. Now we got the support reactions. So I need to work out the maximum positive bending moment in the span AB. So as this member carries a concentrated load, so obviously the maximum bending moment will occur under this concentrated load. So let me consider that as point D. So I need to work out how much is the bending moment at point D. So for this, if I consider the lower portion of the member, so this side we have a RAB which is creating a clockwise moment. So RAB into its perpendicular distance 3. So RAB is, it is 3.43 into 3 minus we have an anticlockwise moment, that is minus 5.94, which gives me a value of MD as 0.9 kilonewton meter, which gives me a value of 0.9 kilonewton. So the positive bending moment under the concentrated load is just 0.9 kilonewton meter. Right. Similarly, I have to repeat this for the span BC. The free body diagram of span BC is something like this. Okay, let us say this is B point, this is C point. this is RBC, this is RCB, which carries a central concentrated load of 4 kilonewton. Apart from this, we have an anticlockwise moment 3.34 kilonewton meter. ABCD, let me call this as E point. So, okay. So, we need to work out how much is the value for RBC, RCB, and also we need to work out the maximum bending moment under the concentrated load. So, what I will do, I will impose the equilibrium conditions again. So, algebraic sum of moments at B must be equals to 0. So, what I need to do here is I need to take the moment of all the forces about B and equate it to 0. So, this force is creating a clockwise moment about B. So, it is 4 into 2 minus of this support reaction is creating an anticlockwise moment. So, RCB into 4 minus we have this anticlockwise moment, that is 3.34 equals to 0. If I solve this, I will be getting the value of RCB as 1.42 kilonewton. So, it is a positive value, it means the assumed direction for RBC is correct. Now, so let me impose the second equilibrium condition, that is algebraic sum of vertical forces must be equals to 0. So, here this RBC and RCB, they are acting vertically upward, this force is acting vertically downwards. RBC plus RCB minus 4 equals to 0. So, if I substitute the value of RCB here, we will get the value of RBC as 2.58 kilonewtons. Right. Now, we got the support reactions. The next is we need to work out how much is the maximum bending moment under the concentrated load, that is moment at E. For this, I will consider the left portion of the beam. So, let me consider the right portion, because on the right side we have only one support reaction. So, right side this RCB is creating an anticlockwise moment. So, right side anticlockwise is positive. RCB is 1.42 into perpendicular distance is 2. So, we will get ME as 2.84 kilonewton meter. So, these are the shear force and bending moment values. The next thing is, with the help of these shear force and bending moment values, we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. That is the ultimate aim of the problem. Okay. So, let me do that. Okay. So, first let me draw the shear force diagram. To draw the shear force diagram, what I will do, so instead of drawing a combined diagram, so usually it is a practice to draw the diagrams separately for each members in case of frames. Now, see here, for member AB, at this point we have an support reaction, that is RAB. So, RAB, it is 3.43, it is 3.43, so it is moving in the negative direction. So, it is 3.43 kilonewtons. After that, till D point we do not have any load. So let me maintain a constant variation. So here once I reach to the D point, we have a 5 kilonewton of concentrated load which is moving towards the positive x-axis. So 3.43 minus 5, it gives me a value of 1.57. So this is 1.57. So from here to B point we don't have any load, so I have to maintain the constant line. So once I reach to the B point, at B point we have one more support reaction which is moving again towards the B joint. So that is plus 1.5. So this is minus 1.57 plus 1.57, it will becomes 0. So this is a negative shear force, this is a positive shear force. Right. So similarly what I need to do here is I need to draw the shear force diagram for the member BC. For a member BC at a B point we have a support reaction RBC which is acting vertically upwards. So that is I have to take the lines towards the up, that is 2.58 I think, okay, 2.58 kilonewtons. After that till E point, that is still concentrated load, we don't have any load, so the line will becomes straight. Then at E point the load is acting vertically downwards, so the load will move vertically downwards till how much point, that is 2.58 minus 4, so it will becomes minus 1.42. So this value is minus 1.42 kilonewton. So from this, that is from E to C, we don't have again any load, so the line will remain straight. But at C we have a support reaction RCB which is acting vertically upwards. So this is negative value minus 1.42 plus 1.42, it will becomes 0. So it will becomes 0. So this is positive shear force diagram, this is negative shear force diagram. Right. In the similar way, so this is SFD. In the similar way we need to draw the bending moment diagram. So again to draw the bending moment diagram we have to draw it separately. So let us say this is a line representing the 0 values for the member AB. For this member AB, let us say this is left side and this is right side. So left side we have an anticlockwise moment, it means it is negative, and the right side we have a clockwise moment, that is also negative. So this is 5.94. So this is 3.34 kilonewton meter. So at the point D we have a positive moment of 0.9 kilonewton meter. So because of concentrated load, the variation in the bending moment diagram will be linear. So this is the negative bending moment, okay, and this is positive bending moment. Right. For the member BC, if I draw the bending moment diagram, it looks something like this. Okay. So the bending moment for BC, let us say this is left side and this is the right side. So left side we have an anticlockwise moment. So left side anticlockwise is negative. So let me take the line to downwards. So that is 3.34 kilonewton meter. Right side we don't have any moment, so it will be 0. But under the point load we have a positive moment of 2.84. So that is 2.84 kilonewton meter. So because of the point load, the variation will be linear. So this is a negative moment and this is positive moment. So this both together it is bending moment diagram. So this is how we need to analyze the bent frame using the slope deflection method and how we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. Okay, thank you.